Hello again and welcome back to another one. And this is perhaps one of the most chaotic episodes centered on the Drake vs Kendrick Lamar battle, as we got Andrew Schulz, who, like we predicted in our coverage after GNX dropped, Andrew Schulz decided to intensify the jokes in his response to Kendrick Lamar dissing him on whacked out murals, to the point that it got uncomfortable, and this has sparked some heated debates to the point that the quote, gatekeepers are now debating on why Andrew Schulz was ever allowed to join the hip-hop conversation, a hypocritical take since we all know who is to blame and they choose to dance around the person responsible, and we are yet to see any of these hip-hop heads publicly put the person responsible on blast, and we'll expand on this in a bit. Today we also have more from Stephen A. Smith, who recently revealed that his rant about Drake got to Drake and Drake wasn't happy about it, and to be fair, Stephen A. Smith did a bit of shuffling trying to explain himself to Drake to maintain access, since you know he's Access Media after all, and we'll expand on this in a bit. And today we have one of the most hilarious turns the Drake vs Kendrick Lamar battle has taken, as apparently Eminem was dragged into it to downplay him in the process, all because a Joe Budden podcast co-host failed to do some basic research when he claimed no rapper would be capable of doing a stadium tour solo, and we'll get to this later, as the fans didn't hold back. They've been pulling up receipts, and today we'll be starting with Stephen A. Smith calling out Drake that reportedly reached Drake, and it was when he went off after Drake turned to lawyers to handle his predicament. Check out a snippet from the segment that most likely got to Drake from the Stephen A. Smith show.
What you were supposed to do is get back in that studio and said, not like us? Well, guess what? It's gonna be my turn, and I'm gonna make sure I drop that shit on you right before the Super Bowl. That's what you were supposed to do, but instead, here's what we seeing, lawyers? Now, I told y'all, I like the music that I like. I listen to songs that I like to listen to, but I ain't no aficionado, I ain't no expert. I'm not covering hip hop, but I still love the music and I love the genre and I love the generation. Having said all of that, I know this much. It don't usually involve no damn lawyers when it comes to cats dissing with one another. I brought up LL, I brought up him going at Kool Moe Dee and vice versa. I brought up Cannabis trying to get at LL and LL having to bounce back. I brought stuff like that up. We know about Jay-Z and Nas. We know about a lot of cats. Well, we ain't never seen. So you got a song that's got damn near 1 billion views. I'm gonna get my lawyer. Really? There's only one way out of this, Drake. Actually, two. One is to get in the studio and make your own not like us. Hell, you damn right I ain't like y'all. You can do that. Got to be skilled, because Kendrick Lamar's something special. You got to be skilled with it. Or you got to say he got me. Lawyers can't help you with this, my brother.
And we got an update from Stephen A. Smith as word got to him that Drake watched that video and he did a bit of shuffling to explain his position to Drake. Check it out.
I understand that Drake's a bit sensitive in these times. You know, he's in his feelings. Don't ask me how, but I know that he has seen this show. And I know that he has seen some of the things that I have said about him on this show. Drake, the artist extraordinaire. I did not say or echo a single negative thing about you. You're a phenomenal artist, you're big time. What I said was, not like us got you. I even pointed out how the line about accusing you of being a pedophile, ain't nobody paying attention to that. They just think it's lyrics, it's bars being dropped and he got the better of you. What I'm saying is, you don't go the lawyer route in hip hop over something like this. You take it to the studio. You take it to the streets. That's all I said. I didn't sit up there and say you can't answer Kendrick Lamar. I said you better figure out a way to do so. Meaning you have the capability, I think, to pull it off. That's all. It's not a crime for somebody to say, he got you. He got you on that one. Ain't nothing but respect. You had a concert, bro. I was featured at your concert, introing you. I wouldn't allow no shit like that to happen if I didn't have respect and love for you. You had a Toronto Raptors game, I'ma roll right up to you. I always roll right up to you and see you. Nothing but respect. The point is, Kendrick got you with that song. Come back with one of yours. That's all I'm saying.
He did a bit of shuffling because clearly he doesn't want to lose access to an artist like Drake. I mean, he even brought up how they are always cool, and so he's not trying to ruin that relationship, but rather just saying the truth. Access Media stuff, although he's not wrong, but two things can be correct at once. And on one end, Drake is getting clowned is being soft in response to Stephen A, and at the other end, Stephen A is getting accused of using Drake for clout and being an industry puppet. And moving on, just like we predicted in our coverage of Kendrick calling out Andrew Schulz when he rapped "No white comedian should speak on no black woman, that's law," we predicted that comedians typically would go off rather than pipe down when they get told what they can't say. And this is exactly the reaction we got from Andrew Schulz. First, they used some sarcasm to claim that Kendrick is a hypocrite.
Rappers are telling comedians we need to be more respectful to women, so we gotta sit back and reflect.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
They're the most pious group.
Listen, nobody has respected women more. Through art.
Yes.
Than rappers, okay?
Absolutely.
So I completely understand how a rapper could look at a comedian telling a joke and be like, yo, y'all need to switch that shit up.
Yeah.
How dare y'all keep saying your wives are annoying? Be more like us and, ain't nothing but hoes and tricks. I beat my with a stick, what? You can lick on the nuts or suck the I beat my with a stick, what?
Did you just think of that?
That's a real lyric.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's a real lyric from music that protects women. And for decades, protects women. And listen, right now the guy on top, Kung Fu Kenny, he is making sure that comedians, he put a law in.
Yeah.
He put a law in place. Now, technically speaking, he is saying, I can talk about black women, and that is law.
Don't let no white comedian talk about no black woman.
So he's basically saying all white comedians
are only allowed to
talk about black women.
Exclusively.
That's what I'm talking about.
We're back.
That's what I'm talking about.
It's a law.
Finally, he understands
it's a law.
If he's about protecting black people, why would the call to violence be towards the black dudes, not the white guy making the joke?
Well, you gotta understand.
What?
No. You gotta understand.
'Cause I snitch. I cooperate. I tell.
Litigation.
Okay? You gonna squabble up in a jail cell.
Here's what you gotta understand about Kendrick. It's very important to him to protect black women. That's why he's never done a song with an abuser confirmed. He's never done a song with anybody that's suspected of abuse. He's never threatened to remove his music from Spotify because they removed R. Kelly's music, who for sure and held captive underage black women.
Hold on.
This is all very important to Kendrick.
Wait a minute, just let me understand what's going on here. Because I think that you're using sarcasm as a comedic device.
It is a comedic device.
But you're so smart right now that I don't know if you're serious or making jokes.
Yeah.
Are you saying that Kendrick Lamar put it on wax that he is protecting black women from white comedians' jokes, but not the kidnapping, molestation, and
Oh, yeah.
of R. Kelly? And actually, in reality, he would take his own music off Spotify to protect R. Kelly?
And things got uncomfortable real fast when he started to make jokes about Kendrick, and we had to cut off some of the more extreme segments. But check it out to get a picture.
First of all, Kendrick's people and the gang affiliate, everybody, his security, they will kill me. They will destroy me. They'll find me in the street. They'll cut me up. They'll shoot me. They'll do whatever. I'm not a tough guy. Y'all do. But just Kendrick, I would make love to him. And there's nothing he can do about it. Just Kendrick Lamar, I would make love to him. And the only thing that he could do is decide if it's consensual or not. That's the only thing he could do. If it's me and Kendrick, this is about physics. It's about physics. Listen, but in all seriousness, we love Kendrick Lamar, our woke king, and I think we're gonna do our best to abide by his. I don't know what his rules are about, like me having sex with him if we're in a room together.
I don't think you'd want that.
We don't know.
And boy, this has riled up hip-hop heads on social media, and rapper and TDE exec Punch looks to be shook by that segment. He reacted with, Wait, I know as a black man who's involved in hip-hop music that we are a bit slow and don't really understand sarcasm and humor, but did my guy say he wants to sleep with Dot? And we got hip-hop media personality Peter Rosenberg going off about Andrew Schulz firing back at Kendrick.
I don't know Andrew Schulz, all right? I've never understood it. I don't get it. Never understood how he got a voice on hip-hop. He's not a DJ, not an expert on the culture, not anyone who's ever put anyone on, played music, supported artists. He just sat next to Charlemagne and all of a sudden got a pass to start.
Now, hold up that's not a point to just glance over. If you complain about Andrew Schulz talking about hip-hop and you also believe that Charlemagne put him in this position, how about address the problem? Put Charlemagne on blast for opening the doors and welcoming Andrew Schulz into the house. Like that's the logical step, right? But he continued.
He just sat next to Charlemagne and all of a sudden got a pass to start talking about a music and culture he knows nothing about and doesn't understand fundamentally. Kendrick takes a shot on him on the album by pointing out that people shouldn't let a white comedian talk about black women, whatever. His response is to threaten to sexually Kendrick in a weird joking way. Okay, flat weird joke, but I get it. I get the job you're trying to do. And then also responds by pulling this, since when has hip hop been so pro women? Because hip hop's so pro women. Why are you talking about hip hop? We're talking about Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick is the representative for all rap. Do you even like rap? Do you even like hip hop? Like, I know you don't care about black culture at all. Like, you're one of those people who talks about the music because it's hot and trendy. You don't know it. You don't get it. You don't love it. Deep down, it's just a means to an end for you. I get that. But you went straight Bill O'Reilly, and when a rap artist says something, you come at all rap as if Kendrick Lamar is 2 Live Crew. The man's been uplifting women his entire career. How was that your reply?
And to be fair, Rosenberg is getting cooked for this rant. Crazy, because I was wondering the same thing about Rosenberg, but perhaps I'm missing something. If someone is to be blamed for giving Schulz a voice in hip-hop, isn't that person Charlemagne? Like, why aren't they calling out Charlemagne en masse? And moving on, Joe Budden's co-host that goes by officially Ice, a cool name that's probably got to his brain, decided to downplay Eminem's relevance during a Kendrick conversation, all because someone triggered him by pointing out that Kendrick wasn't doing a solo stadium tour, to which he fired back with, "No rapper can." And when a user brought up Kanye, he reiterated, "No rapper can solo a stadium tour, not a single one, whoever you wanna name, no." And when users brought up M, who did back-to-back Wembley dates, he brushed it off as, "That's 2 special spot dates. I said a stadium tour, fam. That's not the same thing." Now, we already had Rapture Tour in 2019, Eminem solo, and average ticket sales of 52,400 per show in stadiums, but for some reason, Joe's co-host continues to ignore this fact and even added in response to another post about this, to which he responded, "Eminem had to grab Rihanna when he did his stadium tour. Freaking Rihanna." Like, what was he trying to say by doubling up on Rihanna when we literally have Rapture 2019 with no Rihanna, and we've been waiting for Joe's co-host to come clean that he was talking out of his bum, or perhaps he struggles to come to terms with the fact that even in 2024, there's rappers who could do things that Kendrick couldn't do. But remember, the Joe Budden podcast predicted 600,000 first week sales for GNX. If you recall, they were even debating 300,000 sales in one single day. So we don't expect them to know much about how stats work for rappers in general. And of course, we expect him to move the goalpost if he decided to come clean about being wrong. But all in all, this is perhaps the first time I saw a person brush off back-to-back Wembley Stadium shows that no single rapper has ever achieved. We talking 90,000 capacity, brushed off as it was 2 special spot dates. And over to you guys. Share your thoughts below, and like we already pointed out on X hours ago, hip-hop media personalities have been making this weird when it doesn't need to be, since the overwhelming stance right now is Kendrick whooped Drake. There's no need to quote assist Kendrick further, he beat Drake. Or perhaps UMG sent out checks that we didn't qualify to receive. I'm just asking a question, by the way. What's going on? Thanks for watching, and see you on the next one.